For a man who wears three hats, one as the backroom boy for the election campaigning of his party over the last two elections, the second as a politician who has been in his entire life in Delhi campaigning for his fellow colleagues in Delhi, and third time, this time contending for the Lok Sabha seat of Amritsar, something that he is doing for the first time in his 3.5-decade-old career. Arun Jaitley is the man who we are tracking this week on The Real Politik, and the questions are many that we want to ask Arun Jaitley as we travel with him from Delhi to Amritsar. It's campaign time as we get ready to leave from Delhi to Amritsar. It's important campaigning time for Arun Jaitley. He's been the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha, but it's the first time that he's taking the plunge into a Lok Sabha election. Mr. Arun Jaitley, why this decision to get into a Lok Sabha election? Is there some sort of a political revalidation of credentials that you felt was necessary at this point?
I don't think that's the correct analysis. You see, contesting a Lok Sabha, going through the heat and dust of a constituency, is also a part of the natural political activity. And since I've been always assigned somewhat an onerous responsibility of organizing party's campaign, so I had missed out. So this time the party felt that I should contest. I was quite keen myself. I've been once or twice keen in the past also, but I had missed out. Therefore, we decided to contest. That's between me and the party. And simultaneously, I come to Delhi off and on to handle the party's campaign also. So I'm handling both the responsibilities.
Mr. Jaitley, the euphoria in 2004 in the BJP is something that most people remind the BJP about, especially the opposition that you have in the electoral world, that is the Congress. They say that you were euphoric in 2004 and completely lost because of the India Shining campaign. This time again, there is the euphoria. Is it placed on well-founded assumptions, or is this once again something that the BJP is getting euphoric about well before time?
I think the NDA government did well, and we were happy about that. That was a strong point of 2004. We didn't lose because of any election campaign. We lost because we botched up our state-level alliances, and we botched up our social combinations. We went wrong in Bihar, we went wrong in Bengal, we collapsed in UP, we did badly in Andhra Pradesh, we did badly in Tamil Nadu. And I think if you watch up 4-5 states, the election is as good as lost. I think this is exactly what has happened to the Congress in 2014. When the history of this election is written, our mistakes of 2004 are replicated by the Congress in 2014. We've been slowly but surely moving in the direction of fixing up alliances wherever we could reasonably do them.
That was Arun Jaitley. We are headed to Amritsar now. That's a fight that Arun Jaitley is getting into with Captain Amrinder Singh. Not many are saying it's going to be a walkover. It's a tough contest. When we land in Amritsar, we'll see what the ground reality in Amritsar is going to be. As we arrive in Amritsar, the election buzz is in the air. Party workers surround Jaitley for laying out the campaign agenda for the day. As we catch up with him to get a sense of what this election means to the BJP and him personally. Mr. Jaitley, you're really in the middle of a very tough elections. You are up against Captain Amrinder Singh. The Congress hasn't given you a walkover in this. How tough do you think this election in Amritsar is going to be?
Well, no election is won or lost till the last vote is polled. I think we are quite comfortable. We will win this election. But I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. I'm here and I'm here to win.
Mr. Jaitley, when you look at the BJP, there's one face of the BJP which is led by Narendra Modi and is showing that it has support across the country. That's the image and the perception that you've created. On the other hand, we have several faux pas that have taken place in the BJP, whether you look at the Pramod Muthalik issue in the Karnataka segment, or whether you look at the taking on of Sabir Ali, the former JDU member. Both extremely dubious decisions by the BJP, and both you had to retract. How does that put the BJP?
In a large political party, systems can be imperfect at times. You can select candidates and you can go wrong in the selection at times, because these are cases of human judgments and these could be human errors. I don't think in an election which is being held in so many constituencies in the world's largest democracy, one isolated incident or two isolated incidents really reflect a pattern. I think by and large, the kind of people who've been attracted now to the BJP,
but
the quality
it gives
has
a
been
sense
good.
that the central leadership of the BJP is not in control of the party.
It's not. You see, that is not the issue. If let us say in Mangalore somebody joins the party, the centre even may not be aware of it. After all, it's a very large
But you
country.
can't say that about Sabir Ali, because Sabir Ali was inducted into the party in the headquarters of the BJP with a political advisor to the president there, with general secretaries
that
present.
is a slightly different case, because an issue got made out, and I think somebody still has to check up all the facts, because some people have objected. His own claim is to the contrary, and I am one of those who believes that we should not rush to any conclusions till we have seen the piece of paper. Is there a charge or is there no charge? But then during election time, you want to avoid controversies. Therefore, he himself said that I choose to opt myself out, and he put a quietus to the whole issue.
But the fact that the dissidents within the party came out into the open, has that helped the BJP's cause?
Where is the dissidence? The dissidence is one.
Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi came out in the open. There were other leaders who came out in the open and objected to Sabir Ali's entry.
I don't think it is dissidence. I think BJP has become more democratic and more open than a political party can actually afford to be. And I think in any case, a political party is not a secret organization. Whatever we discuss inside, people like you get to know within minutes, if not earlier, as to what the two opinions on a given subject are. So he felt constrained to object. I would have preferred if he had told the party president rather than inform the world through his Twitter handle. It would have been better. But then, after all, we are an open society, and BJP is more open than most political parties.
But the Twitter handle has become somewhat of an embarrassment as far as the BJP is concerned. Sushma Swaraj, a very senior leader in the BJP, has expressed her reservations on the issue of Sri Ramulu through the Twitter. Also, she has expressed her reservation on the Jaswant Singh issue in public domain. Are these public expressions actually adding to the BJP's perception of a strong party?
I'll tell you, I have two responses to this. These are not statements of dissidence. I exactly said the same on the Jaswant Singh issue, but added one more sentence that senior leaders must be willing to take no as an answer. I was also very sorry when a colleague left us. But then I think the handle going out of control, it will need to be handled probably after the elections.
Who will handle whom, and what is your indication?
In general, when you speak on internal matters outside, I think the party must have a code of discipline that people must express themselves freely inside, and it's only on rare occasions that you go outside. And when you go outside, it must be to pursue the party policy, not to express your discomfort. But let me clarify. My statement on Mr. Jaswant Singh and Mrs. Sushma Swaraj's statement of Mr. Jaswant Singh were almost the same. Almost the same.
That the matter was not discussed in the Central Election Committee?
I didn't say that. The fact
she said that.
No. The fact that we were all very sad that a colleague could not be adjusted. Left to the central leadership, we would have loved to adjust him. The state found certain difficulties, and therefore the matter, he could not be adjusted at this stage. And therefore, I went on to add that he should have shown a little patience.
Mr. Jaitley, when we've been watching Narendra Modi, he was taking on Rahul Gandhi completely head-on in the past few weeks. But suddenly, over the last 2 or 3 days, we've seen the strategy changing. He's actually turned his attention and made this a Sonia versus Narendra Modi issue. Do you think there's a change in strategy as far as the opposition to Narendra Modi is concerned?
No. I think Our strategy is, we went first on the anti-incumbency. We are now going on various positive promises, particularly on the economic front that we want to do. At the same time, we want to create an impression of hope amongst the people. And I think if I see his speeches in the last few days, he's also emphasizing the need for political stability. That is, unless you give a clear mandate, it won't be in national interest, because India can't afford a fractured mandate at this stage.
Mr. Jaitley, also the question at this point is that Sonia Gandhi has met with senior Muslim leaders like Bukhari, and she's made this a fight of secularism, that the secular vote should not be divided. Do you think the minority card that the Congress is now playing is something that could affect the chances of the BJP?
I think it's an act of desperation. I have no difficulty in anybody going to people of all segments and asking for their votes. But to indirectly impute that the majority vote in India is not a secular vote, that's the impression I get when I read the news item about this meeting. I think this is a kind of politics which could best be avoided.
As we come close to the elections, everybody is worried about the last mile. The BJP is talking of a target of 200, 220, 230. Every day the target seems to shift. But if there is a last mile issue, there are chief ministers like Jayalalitha, former chief minister like Mayawati, or even Mamta Banerjee, who have completely ruled out any truck with the BJP. If the BJP is stuck in that corner of the last mile, what are your options?
I think a situation like that will not arise. The kind of alliances which are still taking place, I think comfortably take us to a 272 plus kind of a situation. Secondly, besides the 272 plus kind of a situation, there are a large number of political parties which occupy the non-Congress space within their states. And these political parties are always willing to have truck with the BJP. They've had it in the past. I'm sure they'll have it in the future. Now, once their own options of any alternative combination don't become realistic, I don't see much of a problem in BJP getting allies even after the elections. Who these will be, I don't think it's proper to name them, but by implication, I think we can assume who they are.
By implication, we can assume who they are. So, are you saying that back channels are working with leaders like Jayalalitha, like Naveen Patnaik, like Mamta Banerjee for the BJP at this stage?
Well, even if there were back channels, they'll cease to work the moment I confirm it to you.
Is there some sort of an understanding between the BJP that BJP and the Congress, that some places like a Sonia Gandhi bastion, you will leave, without too much of a competition to Sonia Gandhi, won't feel Uma Bharti, so that the Congress doesn't feel somebody in Varanasi?
No, there's no question of any such understanding. When we are political rivals,
so
we
you
checkmate
feel
each
it's
other.
Smriti Irani against Rahul Gandhi,
Yeah.
but nobody very high profile against Sonia Gandhi?
No, it's a question of thinking what the best for the party under the circumstances would be. Uma Bharti is already contesting Jhansi. She's a very formidable candidate in Jhansi, and therefore we left it at that.
And as far as Amritsar Singh is concerned, it's become a very personal battle between you two.
Well, I always have avoided personal comments or personal attacks, but he has a particular style, and I must say that I am a little disappointed with that style. That's my only disappointment here, that he must personalize, and the use of vocabulary, the use of impolite expression, that comes a lot to him. I am going to maintain my own dignity and not join issue in that kind of a style with him.
He's called you an outsider. Do you really respond to that charge by saying that you've said that talk about Sonia Gandhi?
I have more Amritsari blood in me. A man from Patiala is an outsider to Maja, not a person who has ancestral roots in Amritsar itself. But that apart, he put a question: you are a fake pseudo Punjabi. You don't belong to the, okay, even if you are a Punjabi, you don't belong to the state. So I put a question to him: to which state does Mrs. Sonia Gandhi belong? I was not referring to her Now, can somebody reasonably suggest Mr. Narendra Modi or Mr. Kejriwal are outsiders to Varanasi? Now, you can't take a debate to that level.
He's also questioned your, entire support to the Akali Dal, when the Akali Dal is actually supporting the Blue Star Memorial here. That's an issue that is extremely sentimental as far as Punjab is concerned.
You see, I'll tell you, Akali Dal is critical of Operation Blue Star. There are many people who are legitimately critical of Operation Blue Star. There is a distinction between opposing terrorism. I have been most vocal in opposing terrorism of all forms in this country. I have made more speeches against terrorism, insurgency than anybody else in Parliament in the last 10 years. But at the same time, I may disagree with a particular action of the central government. Now, he wants to divert the issue from the failure of the Congress government at the centre. The issue is, this is an election for the Lok Sabha. What is his stand on these corruption cases which have taken place? What is his stand on his own charge sheet in a corruption case against Amritsar Singh? What is his own stand on a failed economic management of Dr. Manmohan Singh of Chidambaram? He doesn't want to speak on any of these issues, so he will rake up some issue from history and try and make that a center stage issue. Why should I join issue with him on this when he tries to divert the agenda?
But are you opposed to the Blue Star Memorial, or are you supportive?
No, anything, if somebody wants to criticize Blue Star, he has a right to do so. But if somebody wants to eulogize terrorist or terrorism, I'll be the first one to be against it.
So the Akali Dal is doing that by
I don't think Akali Dal, if you subtly see the Akali Dal stand, they haven't said anything which could be sympathetic to the terrorists.
Mr. Jaitley, Mr. Chidambaram recently made a very pointed comment that the kind of economic agenda that the BJP brings to the table is an economic agenda that actually promotes crony capitalism.
You see, from failed economics, he's graduated into failed politics. So he decided to opt out. Now, on the fag end of his departure, he accuses the BJP. Was the coal block allocation not crony capitalism? You had congressmen as name lenders and rentiers, getting businessmen to be associated with them and cornering most of the coal block allocations, causing such a mammoth loss to the country. The power sector in India has suffered because of that crony capitalism. Was 2G not crony capitalism? That you pick up a certain group of industrialists and then throw away the spectrum to them at almost no cost, and then your bureaucrats, your ministers and those businessmen have all to be sent to jail. Now, these are cases of crony capitalism. And if India has seen crony capitalism at its worst, it is during Dr. Manmohan Singh's tenure as Prime Minister and Mr. Chidambaram's tenure as Finance Minister.
Thank you very much for joining us on The Real Politik, Mr. Jaitley, and wish you all the very best for your own elections in Amritsar. That was Mr. Arun Jaitley getting ready for his first contest as far as the Lok Sabha elections is concerned, and he seems to be confident that the BJP will hit the end mark with a substantial number. It's time to hit the campaign trail. It's a tough fight in the holy city of Amritsar as Arun Jaitley goes ward to ward campaigning during what is his first Lok Sabha challenge. The holy city of Amritsar gears up for a high-profile battle. All eyes are on it because it will have an impact not only on politics in Amritsar but also in New Delhi. Whichever way you look at it, it is a battle royale here at the holy city of Amritsar between the Congress's Maharaja Captain Amritsar Singh and the BJP bigwig Arun Jaitley. Whose fight is it going to be? We'll know on the 30th of April or at least on the 16th of May when the votes are counted. That's all we have for you this weekend on The Real Politik. The real politics behind the scenes next weekend on The Real Politik.